This video will show you how to add notes to the West Lafayette location's Sunday service order. So at this point, items have already been populated in the order to match Lafayette's service order. So once that task is complete, you can do this task. I'm in Planning Center, so I'm going to go straight to the West Lafayette service order. So in this Sunday's West Lafayette folder here, I'm going to hit this Sunday, which is March 6th, and click on it. And I'm going to start with the service category. What you'll see down here in these three columns are notes for the people who run our audio, the volunteers who run RCG, which stands for computer graphics, and the person who runs our lights. And so these are individual notes that get printed off for them, and this is what they use to take cues for Sunday service. So what we're going to do here is make sure that the items that have been brought over from Lafayette's order have the appropriate notes for the volunteers in audio, computer graphics, and lighting. And so the first thing we're going to do is look at what has been placed for Song 1. So right here you have the placeholder of Song 1, and these three notes here are the correct notes for Song 1. Now we have what has been brought over from Lafayette, which is the song of the day, the first song of the Sunday, called Drenched in Love. It happens to be Drenched in Love, and Emma happens to be leading it. What you have here are either blanks or old notes. So what we are going to do is take these three blank or old notes, and we are going to update them with the correct updated notes, which you'll see here in the Song 1 placeholder. So for Drenched in Love, first thing I'm going to do is click on this little spot here. Anytime you just get the cursor to make a little text type changes to the text icon, that means you can just click once inside of it. Just click once inside of it, not twice, and now you're editing that note. And normal key functions apply. I'm just going to delete the text here, and it looks like the correct note is FX on, so I'm just going to hit FX on. Be careful to be capital sensitive. Don't do lowercase letters if it's not lowercase letters. Capitalize whenever it says to do so. All right, that one's good. I can either hit enter or I can click out of it. Either way will get you out of that note. So I'm going to go over here now to the computer graphics note. I'm going to click once inside of it, and I'm just going to delete the word lyrics. I'm going to add the word MIDI, and I'm going to hit enter. Lights, I'm going to go ahead and click once, delete that, hit MIDI, and enter. And you're going to want to do this for all the songs that have been placed in. So in this case we have 3 songs, so we will do this for all 3 songs. So here's song number 2. Looks like this note is blank. I'm going to click inside of it, and it looks like the cue here says Scene, Song 2. So I'm going to make it match that. Scene, Song 2. All right, we'll hit enter. Go to the next one, MIDI. Go to the next one, MIDI. Okay, when it comes to items that are like this, communion, looks like today is communion. If you have the knowledge to know that West Lafayette needs a specific cue, maybe the campus pastor has told you that there needs to be a certain cue in here, and that was something assigned to you, then you can go ahead and add that in. But if not, then you can just leave it blank. If you also have the knowledge to know that a certain note doesn't apply to West Lafayette, like in this case, there's a note right here that says bring out table. That note actually doesn't apply to West Lafayette. So if you have that knowledge and you know enough to know that that note doesn't apply, you can feel free to take the initiative and click on here and delete that information for West Lafayette. Or if it's different information and West Lafayette has a podium instead of a table, you can take the liberty to add that information. In this case, we don't need that information at all, so I'm just going to delete all of it and clean that up a little bit. Okay, song 3. Scene 3. Enter. All right. Now, once we pass the songs, we have 3 items that always need to have an owner's name attached to it: closing worship prayer, announcements, and offering. So I'm just going to check and make sure that all of these have been assigned owners. So closing worship prayer, Lisa's been assigned the owner. That's great. We don't need to do anything there. Announcements, Lisa's been assigned the owner. Great, nothing to do. Oh, look here, offering doesn't have an owner yet. So this is where in the West Lafayette staff meeting, you need to understand who has been assigned to this. If you don't know the answer to that, then you need to ask the appropriate person, probably the campus pastor, and ask them who is owning this, who's going to be doing offering. So in this case, it's me, Adam. And so I'm going to click on the item. I'm going to click up here in the title, and I'm going to hit space, dash, space, and Adam said he was doing offering, so I am going to add the name in to own that. Okay, closing worship prayer, announcements, and offering are 3 items that you need to make sure when you are finished with this process and before you print, have ownership there. All right, this completes this part. This plan is fully ready. Oh, sorry, one more thing. Once you have finished matching the notes to the item, song 1 item, song 2 item, song 3 item, please delete these items. So song 1, little trash can over here. You just hit that. Do you want to delete this item? Yes. Song 2, these are just placeholders. So once you've populated the notes, we no longer need these placeholders. So we're just going to delete those. Okay, now everything's cleaned up and we're ready to move on to printing for the Dream Team on Sunday morning.